This is where I'm coming to the specific topics, right? Let's start with economics. So when I was in school, so I took the science branch, basically, and there was the other branch called the commerce branch in 11th and 12th. So they learned economics, but we learned economics in 9th and 10th standard. In social studies, I think 1 or 2 lessons. And one of the issues I had with that was that we learned was macroeconomics. We first of all didn't learn microeconomics, and even the economics we learned was just terrible. We learned a bunch of laws. We learned a bunch of things like, of how macroeconomics works. Very little information, useless information, if I may add. 11th and 12th, I've not reviewed the course, but I'm guessing that most of the concepts there are macroeconomic courses of strategic thinking of how to implement economic strategies at large scale, meaning India level. Basically, everybody that comes out of 12th standard becomes an economist that can run the central government, Federal Reserve, and all of those things. And I do think there's a lot of fallibility to just focusing on macroeconomics. We have to also start diversifying into sincere microeconomics. Now, microeconomics, the problem with that is that even if there are plenty of studies on it, a lot of the actual microeconomic work has to take place practically. So basically what I'm saying is, when a 12th standard student takes an economics course, see, if they're learning 10 lessons, I don't know how many units they're learning, 10 or 20 or whatever, reduce the portions, give them 15, remaining 5 lessons, give them a project, make them do a project that is equivalent to those 5 lessons, so that they can take the models that they are learning and actually implement them in real life. Challenge the students to take what they learn and to apply them in real life, and let them see what challenges arises. People usually don't buckle out of challenges. They usually run towards a challenge. The only people that look at a challenge and just stop are usually not motivated. But if you show them the way, meaning you do 1 or 2 mini projects and then lead up to a big project, when they see that some of these difficult goals can be achieved, they are motivated to complete them. This is how we should be modeling our school education system. Like I said, you don't have to have half practical and then half theory. You can have 75% theory, 80% theory, but at least 20% practical and real practical. If you're giving 20 marks, just give real 20 marks. Let it be based on merit for the work product. We do this and people will understand economics like crazy. People that, what this does is basically, if you do this through commerce, accountancy, and economics, students will see the value of each and every one of them, the value in studying each and every one of them. And maybe some students are interested in commerce, some students are interested in accountancy, some students will be interested in economics. The problem is that the stimulus for this today is just self-interest, right? But rather, if we make them do practical things, practical everyday things, there might be a stimulus that is more than just self-interest, but rather a stimulus of, okay, I've seen something today, this is inspiring, but I've seen 3 other inspiring things, and I have something to choose from. If we can give our students this choice, it would be wonderful. Right? The idea that physics and chemistry has practicals is great because at least we see something in action. Now, I want to focus a little bit more on the science education part because I do feel there's a lot of disconnect. Right? So today, if you look at the physics field, it is vast. Right? There is Newtonian mechanics, and there's so much that has been derived from Newtonian mechanics and one of the fundamental creations of Newtonian mechanics is thermodynamics, and thermodynamics has been the gateway for so many inventions. Newtonian mechanics was instrumental in understanding some basic concepts of light. We always thought light as a waveform because of concepts of electromagnetism, which arrived after Newtonian mechanics. But the idea of Newtonian mechanics creating tools like differentiation, integration, what those tools like differentiation and integration have done is that just helped us understand concepts of electricity and magnetism in more detail. Once we got that understanding, we were able to develop understanding of light, and then later on we understand light as a particle. Then with those two understandings, we start developing through Einstein special theory of relativity, general theory of relativity, taking concepts of centrifugal and centripetal force and then flipping it, saying gravity is different. It's so vastly different from the simplistic model that Newton gave us, and this is basically how any field develops, right? This is how the physics field is going. The physics field is doing all of this, and in doing all of this, they are studying the nature of atoms. They're studying the ionization of atoms. They are creating new phenomena. They're not just saying that there's matter in the form of solid, liquid, and gases. They're saying there's solid, liquid, gas, plasma, and then there are two other particles, two other states of matter. And it's very interesting when you think about it. When you think about the fact that physics has expanded, it has gone from 3 fundamental matters in the universe to 6 fundamental matters in the universe, and yet our physics education is becoming more tailored towards engineering. And this is such a sad thing. It pains me to know that there is so much happening in the physics field, and the only place where you can get pure physics education is in school, apart from the Bachelor of Physics course. But even in this field, we are just giving terrible coursework, telling them to learn engineering. Engineering is like a small brother, is something that's derived out of physics. It's underneath physics. And somehow we have tried to glorify engineering above physics because it gives us a better job opportunity, it gives us salary or whatever, and what we have taken away is pure physics out of our syllabuses and created engineering into our syllabuses. Now, I would understand if you do this and you say, okay, people that come out of 12th standard, they're going out and creating jobs, they're innovating, they're being entrepreneurs. If you told me all of that, I would agree, okay, do more engineering, that's good stuff. But that's not what's happening. Yeah, it's basically, what can I say? It's basically, these 11th to 12th standard courses are basically created as a stepping into college, basically. What they've taken is they've taken the first 10 pages of a college textbook, put it on your physics textbook. And there's a lot of danger to doing that. A lot of danger, because what you're doing basically is you are not really fulfilling the purpose of what a school education is supposed to provide. Thank you for listening. Consider liking the video and comment if you have an opinion. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos of this kind. Thank you.